is Haley Owen, and I am the 5th grade health teacher, and today we will be talking about mental health on a global scale. Our agenda for today is first we're going to be defining mental health together, and then we're going to be learning about a new country, Germany. We'll be talking about a mental health crisis currently happening in Germany, then we'll follow up with a class activity together, followed by my own student example and reflection. Okay, so first we're going to start with a video that basically breaks down mental health really simply and really easily, but before we watch the video, I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions, and it's okay if you don't know the answer to them. That's why we're having a conversation, and that's why you're in school. And be thinking of these questions and keeping them in your mind. And the first is, what is mental health to you? The second is, how do you take care of your mental health? And the third is, why does mental health matter? Be thinking of these questions before and while you're watching the video, and then we'll go over them together afterwards.
Everyone has mental health, but it is a unique experience for each one of us. Mental health is how you think and feel about yourself and how you get along with the world around you. Good mental health is when you feel happy and confident about yourself, work hard at school or in other areas of your life, and get along well with your family, friends, and other people. Kids with good mental health learn productive ways to manage stress and work through difficult emotions.
Okay, and this is the part of the lesson where I would direct students to ask questions and pose comments in regards to mental health and how they define that, and I would basically kind of reiterate what we had just learned about mental health and how it's so important to have self-soothing skills and how it impacts our day-to-day emotions, and branch on the importance of mental health and also answer any questions that they might have about it. Now we're going to move on to a new country that we haven't learned about yet, which is Germany. And we're going to broaden our facts outside of just the United States of America, and we're going to be talking about an issue that's impacting another country. And Germany is located in Central Europe, and it's the seventh largest European country. People are very attracted to Germany for many reasons, but especially for its well-developed education system and how cultured it is with many museums, theaters, orchestras, and libraries. Now, as I said before, we're branching outside of just America's mental health, but another countries struggle with mental health, as the way that mental health struggles are impacting the youths right now is considered a global crisis. So it's not just impacting people in America, but it's impacting people all over the world, and especially those in Germany. Children in Germany and youth in Germany are especially impacted by this, with an increase of psychiatric hospitalizations, signaling a need for better and more consistent care. The wait times have gone up to 4 to 6 months without proper care being given to the youth. And this is communicating that it needs to be addressed at a younger age, because once they're reaching their teens, the issues are exacerbating and students are in special need of care. And so thankfully, people in Germany are prioritizing this and working to find solutions to these staffing and wait times. Now we're going to do an activity together, and I want you to reflect on what you've learned about mental health and its crisis in Germany. And I want you to think about how you were thinking about either of these things before we learned what we learned, what you used to think, and I want you to think about what you think now. If that's the same, if nothing has changed, that's okay. But if you thought one way and are thinking a different way now, I want you to write both of those things down, and then I want you to share it with a classmate, and when they respond to you, I want you to ask them at least one follow-up question. Students might say something along the lines of, I used to think mental health didn't really matter or didn't make a difference, and now I think it really does make a difference, and it doesn't just impact me, it impacts a lot of people around the world. That could be one of many responses, and then I would redirect the conversation and just kind of go with how they were responding to classmates and try and keep it under a few minutes. Now that we've learned and gained so much knowledge, what are we going to do with our knowledge? And this is where action and creation is really important and comes to play. How can you apply action and creativity to what you've learned? And there are many ways that we can do this together, and there are many ways you can do this as an individual student. A few of those that I have listed would be a classroom awareness poster. You could create a presentation advocating for a country of your choice and a challenge of your choice, whether that be mental health or something else. Or you could compose a letter to a specific health organization of your choosing, or compose a piece of art that encapsulates your experience with mental health or how you feel emotionally about what you have learned. And these are just a few ways you could apply and create with the knowledge you've gained. Here is my personal example of an advocacy poster that I would hang up in our classroom. Obviously, it lists several statistics regarding the Germany mental health crisis, and then it also shows below how you can join in on the action and advocate for this issue. Now let's go over what I've learned and how this aligns with global competence. So obviously this project introduces students to a world outside of their own, and it challenges their bias and their own perspectives, which is part of investigating the world and recognizing different perspectives. It provides them an opportunity to share in their existing knowledge, but also to expand on knowledge that's new to them. It provides an opportunity to practice extending empathy, creating and composing thoughts of action and understanding, and learning from a variety of experiences and perspectives. And then also it gives them several resources to actually help compose those ideas of action, advocacy, and creativity, altogether highlighting the important responsibility we have as educators to cultivate this culture and knowledge of global real-world issues, regardless of the physical proximity of it. And here are my references.